Hello, welcome back. It is hopefully the final episode of Dear Esther, like the very last one. I've just done chapters 2 and 3, and because I have nothing else going on today, I thought, why not record chapter 4 as well? Because then that way I get the game done, and sort of don't forget anything, because I am prone to doing that. It's very easy for me to forget things. I'm trying to read the Game of Thrones books at the minute, but because I don't want to sprint through them, I'm reading books in between them, and then sometimes depending on how fast I've read a book, it'll be whether or not I remember what's happened in Game of Thrones. It's like you meet a character that you haven't seen for maybe a book or so, and you're like, I know you. Where did you come from? But anyway, I digress. We're back. Chapter 4. The final chapter of Dear Esther. So, we are about to get straight into this beautiful game and hopefully finish it. It shouldn't take too long. But yeah, we'll just hop right back into it. I'm really hoping once again that people can see this. Otherwise, the past few chapters... Actually, wait a second. I just thought of something. Let's crank it up. And it doesn't look too different on my end. I could have ruined the entire graphics, but I won't know until I edit. So, if you've spent the last 2 episodes in near darkness, I'm sorry. I tried. iMovie doesn't let me brighten the videos. We're outside. There's a tent. Oh. Whose tent is this? I've also been enjoying being a bit louder. It does mean my throat gets a lot drier, a lot quicker. But that's fine. That's why we take drink breaks. Stay hydrated. Oh. Music in a major key. Is that another tent?
Moon over the Sanford Junction.
Maybe.
Lights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
I was gonna say, the music suddenly shifted to this major key. Which I'm rather fond of. It feels kind of hopeful and like we're very much nearing the end of this. But look at how stunning that shot is. That's gorgeous. Oh. Get out. Oh. Can I go back now?
Come back.
I didn't mean to fall in. So now I'm assuming that every time we kind of see this come back when we fall, I'm assuming that is our narrator calling out to Esther, asking her to come back. Or maybe it's his way of trying to continue on. But obviously, because we respawn, technically. However, it's sort of one of those things. There's another house, I think, in the distance. But yeah. It's been really nice playing this game. It's sort of... I like how the story isn't too complex, but yet we're getting, I think in the last chapter I was saying about how some of the characters don't really come across as complex. And I don't think complex was the right word. I think depth would have been a lot better to describe them as. There's a lot of depth to these characters, and that doesn't... I think it's important to sometimes remember that depth doesn't always equal complexity. Both can be true, but they don't have to be. There's a path down there, but I'm assuming, yeah, they'll link up. The music feels a lot more powerful now, which I quite like. It's sort of... this signal... It's like the end of a journey. A paintbrush, which we've probably seen before, because I was going to say something about not having seen paintbrushes. But no, I think it is safe to assume we have all seen a paintbrush before in this game. So these candles. Where's the big scary tower? Oh my god, that is an actual human being. Oh my god. Ah. I was thinking, that is a strange old rock. That is not a rock. That is a...
It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more
That's an
sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceilings.
Oh. So defibrillator. And then this. Oh. I kind of take back now the fact of, is this still gonna be there? They're still there. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not actually that scared by the fact that there's a person, but that is a whole person there. Oh, I'm gonna walk back along the beach and then back up again, because we know what I'm like now. We've done 3 chapters of this. I can't see them anymore. I can kind of see the top of them. That is actually... Like, this whole game we've kind of gone through and just sort of had this peaceful recollection and reaching out to a dear loved one. They look like a ghost. They don't look like a fully realised person. They're just watching me walk up and down this beach going, what the actual heck are they doing? What are they doing? I'm exploring the world. I'm exploring this island. Either way, me coming back this way. I'll try not to fall in again. This might make for some very boring gameplay, but it's fine. There's a candle. This might be... But no, that is a whole person. That's actually quite... That does feel quite frightening now. This whole game we've gone through kind of going, who is this? Who is sort of lurking on this island? And we, you know, kind of... You don't see anyone throughout the whole game. This is just a candle. Okay, no, nothing to say. We go through this whole game going, thinking that we're the only ones on this island, but we're not, unless that is a ghost. But we won't know until we get there. And I have procrastinated it, slightly. In my efforts to explore, I have procrastinated pushing forward with the story. Yeah, I have recorded these in a bit of a bulk, but I thought, because the game's quite short, I thought, why not? They don't... Yeah, they're not moving. I don't think. But then again, maybe they don't need to. I just really hope that they're going to still be there by the time we get to the top. But no, it's like, I also love the passage of time in this game. So we spent, I'm assuming, the morning in chapter 1 getting to those standing stones that we got to. We got to there. And then I'm assuming that's her. More of the symbols. Getting to those, like, where those standing stones were, and we found that book that oddly nothing was said about. I think there's probably a lot more to the story when you look at all the things that aren't spoken about. But something that I probably should mention back over when he mentioned the, like, my life reduced to nothing but a mechanical circuit. There it is. Oh. We're right underneath it. Maybe we don't go there then. I have to see it. Can we still see them from here? We can. I think maybe there is sort of like a... This is like an arrow. Oh, and it's car parts. Yeah. It's just sort of easy to look at things and just kind of move on, I think. Like, oh yeah, that's part of this. But it's sort of the recurrence of the mechanical symbols and then also like the organisms.
Gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
That ties into the yoga, doesn't it? Right, okay. There's something written here. Let's see if I can read it. A light from heaven shone around him. A light from heaven shone around him. Esther? Maybe the mysterious figure on the top of the mountain over there. It could be Paul. It's one of those things where it's like, path. I see path, I take it. Hello, candles. But no, we can just about still see them. They do feel very faint, but I don't know if that's like a creative choice to have them appear faint as we get closer. Or they are a ghost, they're going to vanish as soon as we step a little bit too close.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
You could come over? No. It was quite poetic. So she did, obviously she did die. We've kind of known that the whole time, but I think it's interesting to know that we don't actually know too much about the fact that he was married to Esther. But who are these? On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. Oh, eggs! It was like life anew. But yeah, it's very... Here's a tower. I'm assuming we go there. Yeah, this is quite a poignant game to start a channel, which I think is quite nice. It's kind of calm. And then there's like a journey at hand, you know. It's quite a nice island though.
When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they resuscitated him by hitting him in the chest with stones gathered by the roadside. He was lifeless for 21 minutes, certainly long enough for the oxygen levels in his brain to have decreased and caused hallucinations and delusions of transcendence. I'm running out of painkillers, and the moon has become almost unbearably bright.
Oh, so Damascus is a place. Hello, candle. We can see them closer now. Are we to go up there? Feels very churchy now.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
They're gone. I knew that would happen. And as he was proceeding on his journey, so that's what that says. Not to just say it and be like, there you go, there's a thing. So much in the air. So much debris. Oh, I've ended up on the other side of the fence again. Oh, okay. To Damascus. And something come near Damascus. So Damascus is a place. I don't think I've heard of a Damascus in the UK. So I will Google it afterwards and we will see what Damascus is. I probably should have done that soon. And he...
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Okay, and he was 3 days without sight. And wait. Okay, and neither did he eat nor drink. I'm assuming these are about Donnelly then. If it was syphilis. So if it was... Oh. That is a almost alien glow. So, Donnelly in the book died of syphilis. And our narrator will die on the... Well, obviously, well, not obviously. Perhaps die on the island. Oh, there's another...
The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
It's here now that you kind of feel so much more sympathy for him. So the journey, the words on the sides of the mountains and the caves were for Donnelly, and everything else has been for our narrator. Although feeling more now in a major key, the music has become incredibly more disjointed and haunting. So, this Don't Dias thing. Dias, perhaps? Remnants of something that is no longer... It was very, very poignant now, kind of getting to this point and kind of feeling the characters sort of break and sort of reveal more, I guess. I think we knew from the beginning that this would be the end, but sometimes it kind of feels weird to get here. And I can't read from this angle. Let me try and read him before we go up. I'm sorry. And he came to pass that as I made my journey... Oh, hello. God dang. Oh, that is awful. You can tell what this game is. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, we'll just keep looking at this end. Journey. And was come... Oh, I can't... It's all blurring together and I can't get a good enough ledge to read. Noon. Oh, that is awful. Nearly there. And from... I'm stop doing that because it's actually kind of against me. You can probably look these up. There's probably like a way to...
A gull perched on
Let's
the
not
spent
see.
bonnet, sideways, whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us. I'm about this night in walking, old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our children, old Paul as ever, old Paul. He shakes and he shivers and he turns off his lights alone.
I remember I sense the anger now. Going through, the wind is picked up, matching his rage as well. It's not so much not bothering to read now. It's just sort of knowing that these ramblings are now more so from someone. That we spent so much time with Damascus. He mentioned in chapter 1 about an infection, and I believe that infection now is from the breaking of his femur, was it? In chapter 3, beginning of chapter 3, it broke.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Oh.
Esther, Esther.
Kind of just waiting for the credits to roll now, but it's just gone to a yay, we finished. I was just waiting for the credits to start, but I loved that. I thought it was great. I liked how the music sort of changed and how it sort of we got a lot more of a oh, my thoughts are so disjointed. Apologies. It didn't, it felt dark and it had that sort of sense of Portsmouth. Hey, big up Portsmouth. Woohoo. Yeah, it's sort of, whilst dealing with quite dark themes and sort of with grief, and grief is never easy to explore within certain contexts, I think sometimes because of how subjective grief is and how differently people respond to it, you could get someone who could be quite cynical, look at this game and look at this journey and be like, oh, I don't know, just talk poorly on it. But it's one of those, you can sense that there's a sense of relationship between our narrator and Esther in their being quite close, and sort of we don't get to see more of their relationship except for his grief, and it's very, I don't know, my thoughts are all over the place. I'm so sorry. Based on a mod. It was developed at the University of Portsmouth. Oh, cool. Oh, I think I might have been wrong when this game came out, but that's fine. But no, it's been such a good game, and it's been incredibly calming to go through. And it's one of those things where it feels very mature and it feels incredibly well put together, and you can see it, I think, appearing. So, I don't know if I'll ever, I will at some point play Still Wakes the Deep, because there is a DLC now, and I'd love to play that. But but very much so I think there's very strong sense of being like well put together, and I sort of like those games also where you go through and you experience things. I love puzzles and stuff as well, but sometimes it's nice to kind of just play through an experience. But the music has been great, the story has been great, the narration was amazing, and it was just, I really liked this. I think there was probably more to discover somehow. I don't know. I tried being thorough. I hope this was thorough enough for everybody. I really enjoyed this, and I quite like the ending. Didn't feel like I didn't feel like the ending was sort of poor, I guess. I don't know. The ending felt right for what we were going through, and for the fact that you sort of, especially towards the end as we were going up and you could see his composure slipping, it felt very true to character, the ending. Sort of, and the transformation into the bird, that freedom, and sort of the fact of the 21 gulls being native to the islands. It's not really like becoming a bird sometimes could symbolise freedom, but I think here it's sort of that nesting, that island being both the narrator and Esther's home now, or forever, or it was or will be. It's quite a beautiful story. But yeah, sorry for how badly my thoughts put together. I said I'd googled Damascus as well, so I will do that now. So the first thing that comes up is the capital and largest city of Syria. I think that might just be it. Damascus might just be a city of significance, or it might be more so there might be an element of the story that I have missed. But also I quite like the at the end, the thing that threw me was the combination of Esther being Esther Donnelly and Paul being Paul Jacobson. So maybe the character of like the actual Jacobson who built like the Gothy and stuff, maybe he was a real person, but then maybe he also became Paul. And then there's sort of the indication that our narrator, sorry for the dog, the narrator being Donnelly, so it's just sort of maybe in grief having taken on a new identity and a new persona. But yeah, apologies for my ramblings, they're not very well put together. But I've really enjoyed playing this, and I will edit it as best as I can to make it a bit easier to watch. Maybe, I'm not too sure. We will discover that as we go along and as I make more videos. But if you like this playthrough, please like it. Please. And, like the video. That's what I've just said. If you want to see more content from me, I'm not sure what I'm going to play next. But I will play something. And hopefully we will all enjoy it. But if you'd like to subscribe, please do subscribe. And I believe that is it. That is it from me. Hope to see you all soon. And yeah, farewell, goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day, wherever that be. Middle of the day, or evening, or morning, whatever it is.